Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today I just wanted to go over a few of the products that I'm using to mount my skateboards. I've had a few people reach out just to say, hey, how are you getting that free floating vibe? And so anywho, just wanted to give you guys a quick video here of what I'm using. And so I'll go over this first one here. This is called Sk8ology, and it's just a wall mount system. You mount it flush to the wall, put your skateboard on. There's some adjustment nuts here that you can use to kind of butt your board up to, and that will just hold them in play. And then you also get one for the front, and so it almost looks like a rat nut if you guys remember them. But anyways, yeah, you get one for the front. And so I think the idea with these ones were you actually put the board on top of this and you push this into the board, but I feel like it's a little bit too tight, and I'm not going to drill out my board to put these on. So typically what I do is if I have my board on and it's kind of mounted flush there to those, then I'll just use this to cap off the end to kind of give it a cleaner look. So I'll just roll it on just flush to the end of the nut there, kind of like that, and it gives it a bit of a cleaner look. And so this is the Sk8ology one. Usually if you're looking online or if you're at your local skate shop, they sit anywhere, they're usually around 20 bucks, 18 to 20 bucks. Now I found on Zumiez, you can pick these things up, so Zumiez.ca, you can pick them up for about 12 or 13 bucks per piece. And so, yeah, you obviously get this piece. You also get, it comes in a complete package, so you also get the drywall screw as well as a drywall plug. So you're not left high and dry. Essentially, all you need to do is get the Phillips. Now, they also have another package that you get the mount with the drill that would be used to essentially create the hole in your drywall for the drywall screw. Now, most of us will probably have those drill bits at home, and so, yeah, paying the extra, I don't know, 10 bucks or 5 bucks or whatever it is for a drill bit doesn't make a lot of sense, at least to me anyways. And so yeah, that's the Sk8ology one. Again, typically around 20 bucks. At Zumiez.ca, they're around $12 to $13 per unit. So, good product. I've been happy with it. The boards fit well on them, not tight at all. Even with the dipped one, there's no concern. You can slide them on and off, very easy. Great products. Essentially, this whole back wall here is the Sk8ology product. The problem is, even at $12 to $13 per unit, when you start to look at a bunch of boards on your walls, if you're hoping to mount a bunch, as your collection increases, it starts to get pretty expensive. So then I started to look at building my own. So me and my buddy went out, we had a bunch of wood lying around, so we grabbed that, started to buy some nuts and bolts and different things, drywall screws, plugs. It all started to add up. And then you have your time invested in it, right? And so, anyways, one night I was just burning around. I'm like, there's got to be a better system or a cheaper system at least anyways. And so I found these. I was on eBay and came across this unit. And so this is actually a chunk of metal. It's pretty much the exact same system as the Sk8ology one. This one actually threads into the back and it threads flush. This one goes in and again flush, but it actually slides around. Now, I don't think there's a benefit to that. To be honest, I would have rather it threaded in and been, nice and tight and flush as well, because when you're trying to put your board on, this actually moving around kind of sloppily like that is a bit of a pain. With it, you get the drywall screw as well. You get the nuts that, again, you can put on to kind of position your board on it if you want it further back and just to kind of hold it tight. And then you also get a different one to finish it off here. Almost looks like a bullet. Sorry, I'm just trying to hold it in my hand so you guys can see it there. And so I'll just thread it on here so you guys get a vibe for what that looks like. And so, yeah, so it's a cleaner end to it. And so pretty much all my boards on this wall are this system. And so the nice thing about this system is that the price point worked out to about $5 or $6 per unit, because you can go on and buy bulk. So again, I found it on eBay. I'll put a link in there. You guys can check it out. I would encourage you, if you're going to buy some, buy bulk, because again, the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. Now, the only disadvantage with this system, well, there's two. One is when you make the purchase, it says that it's going to take about 3 months to ship, or at least that's what it said for me. It ended up coming quite a bit sooner. It was around probably the 6 to 8 week mark, so it didn't get up to that 12 weeks. So I was happy to see it come in a little bit sooner. But anyways, the other thing that's not so great about these ones are this screw, or sorry, this bolt is a little bit wider than the Sk8ology one. So you can see here, it's just a little bit wider. You can see that, I don't know. It's shorter this way, which is nice because again, these Sk8ology ones are, to be honest, a little bit overkill because of the length. These come in beneficial, these longer ones, if you have a huge concave on your deck. But because the decks I have are mostly from the 80s, there's not a lot of concave. But even for that Anderson one, on this other system that I got off eBay, because it's a little bit shorter, the Anderson was getting really close to the end of this. And so that's just a consideration. But the big thing is, again, because this is a little bit wider, it works well on, you know, any stained deck. But you can see, like, that's a little bit tight going through. On these dip decks, like my Frankie Hill there or the Ray Barbie, when I was putting them on, it was really tight. And so you have to be careful putting them on, and probably more so pulling them off. And I'm a little bit nervous now because I had a buddy that had made his own, and he was using one that was probably the same width as this. And when he was actually pulling off his Mike Vallely, which is a dip, as he was pulling it off, it gave a little chip just around the hole, like the truck hole. So around, you know, one of these holes, it chipped a bit because as he's pulling, it just pulled up this little layer here. And so, you know, again, if you were just skating it, who cares? You know, put your grip on, put your bolt through, nobody's going to see it. But from a collector standpoint, it was a bit of a pain. It is a bit of a pain. So you want to be cautious. This is a safe bet here. Again, $12 to $13 per unit if you're not buying many. Zumiez is quick shipping. Again, the cost isn't, you know, crazy. It's probably the best that you're going to find these Sk8ology ones for. But once you start to get a bigger collection at $12 to $13 per unit, you know, the difference between that and what I found on eBay for this $5 to $6 is another skateboard deck, or 2 or 3, depending on how many boards you're putting up, right? And so, to be honest, I really like this system. Again, you just have to be cautious of putting dipped or painted boards on them, that they're not going to be too tight. You're not going to wreck them either putting them off or pulling them on. Outside of that, guys, hope that helps. Again, I'll put links to both, probably Zumiez, so you can see it at around that $12 to $13. Now, they do have another variation where they include a drill bit. I'm sure you have a drill bit at home, so there's no benefit to paying the extra $5 or $10 for that one. But yeah, so Sk8ologies, this is the Chinese one that I found. Again, solid product, just longer shipping, and you have to worry about, you know, dip decks. But anywho. All right, guys. Cheers. Hope you liked it.